Have you ever really stopped to think about how bizarre our relationship with our lawns is? Seriously, so many of us spend our weekends mowing, weeding, spraying, basically waging war on our yards. And then we get in our cars, drive to the store, and spend a fortune on fancy supplements and superfoods, which often come from the exact plants we just tried to kill. It's a wild paradox. So let's get into it.
I mean, this quote just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly captures the absolute irony of the situation. We are spending billions of dollars on things like herbicides and lawn care services, only to turn right around and spend billions more in health food stores to buy back the very same nutrients we just wiped out from our own backyards.
So I want you to keep this question in your head as we go through this. What if we've been looking at this all wrong? We're about to go on a little journey to uncover the incredible value hiding in plain sight. I promise you, after this, you are never going to look at your lawn the same way again.
Okay, let's kick things off with a plant that you have absolutely seen a million times. It grows in the harshest places, like right in the cracks of your sidewalk or driveway. Most people just see it as this ugly little weed, right? Well, this is Purslane, and it is hiding an unbelievable secret.
Just let that sink in for a second. More omega-3s than any other leafy green on the entire planet. We're talking about the good stuff, the ALA omega-3s that people pay a ton of money for in fish oil supplements or flaxseed capsules. And it's growing for free in the toughest spots in your yard. It's incredible.
So how do you find it? It's actually super easy to spot once you know what to look for. It's this low-growing plant that kind of sprawls out. The key is the leaves. They're thick and fleshy, almost like a little jade plant. And the stems usually have this reddish or pinkish color. Just look for it in those hot, dry, forgotten corners where nothing else wants to grow. And this, right here, just shows you how absurd the whole thing is. On one side, you've got fresh, powerful omega-3s growing for free in your driveway. On the other, a $35 bottle of pills from the store. You know, once you see it this way, the choice is pretty obvious.
All right, on to our next plant. And this isn't just some random weed. This is lamb's quarters. And for thousands of years, this was a staple food for entire civilizations, including many Native American communities. This was a crop, a vital food source.
And this chart shows you exactly why. Just look at this breakdown. Lamb's quarters completely dominate some of our most common store-bought foods. We're talking more calcium than dairy products, more vitamin C than the oranges, and yes, even more iron than spinach. It is an absolute nutritional powerhouse just hiding in plain sight.
Now to find this one, you want to look for leaves that are kind of diamond-shaped, with little teeth along the edges. But the dead giveaway, the thing you really can't miss, is this unique, silvery white powder that looks like dust on the leaves. It's not dirt, it's actually part of the plant. It grows straight up and you'll find it all over the place, especially in garden beds or anywhere the soil's been turned over. Okay, time for the most famous, or maybe infamous, weed of them all, the dandelion. Now before you groan and think about your lawn, just stick with me here. Because this little yellow flower might be the single best example of how completely backward our thinking has become.
$2 billion. That is roughly how much money is spent in America every year trying to kill dandelions. It's an absolutely astronomical amount of money spent to eradicate a plant that, get this, health food stores are selling for a premium.
And here's why that's so crazy. Every single part of this plant is not just edible, it's incredibly good for you. You can batter and fry the flowers, they're delicious. The leaves are a super green, loaded with vitamins and more iron than spinach. And the roots? The roots are one of the most powerful natural medicines for supporting your liver, something herbalists have used for centuries.
This just says it all, right? The dandelion isn't a flaw in your lawn. It's a flaw in our understanding. We've literally been trained to fight against a free resource instead of using it.
So we've covered 3 absolute giants, but believe me, there is so much more out there. So let's do a quick lightning round. We're going to look at 4 more incredible plants that you've probably been walking right past your whole life.
We're gonna buzz through chickweed, plantain, amaranth, and mallow. And trust me, each of these has its own amazing story and some seriously cool benefits. First up is chickweed. This little plant is a true game changer. Why? Because it's a complete protein, meaning it has all the essential amino acids your body needs. But here's its real superpower. It grows all winter long. You can literally brush away the snow in January and find fresh, green, nutritious food. Next, plantain. And nope, I'm not talking about the banana. This is that broadleaf plant that grows everywhere, especially in compacted soil like footpaths. If you get a bee sting, a mosquito bite, or a little scrape, you just find a leaf, crush it up a bit, and put it on. It has compounds that naturally reduce pain and inflammation. It's like a living first aid kit right at your feet.
Now, Amaranth. The ancient Aztecs basically built their empire on this plant. It grows like a weed here, but it produces these tiny seeds that are a supergrain with an even more complete protein profile than quinoa. You know the stuff that costs a fortune at the grocery store? Yep, this is its wild-free cousin.
And last but not least, mallow. Okay, this one's gonna blow your mind. You know what marshmallows are, right? Well, the original marshmallow was a medicine, a candy made from the gooey, soothing root of the mallow plant to heal sore throats. How crazy is that? We kept the name, but we totally forgot the actual medicine.
So, after looking at all 7 of these plants, a really clear pattern starts to emerge, doesn't it? This whole thing isn't really about botany or gardening. It's about perception. It's about how we see the world around us.
And here is the fundamental truth that ties this all together. There is no scientific category for weed. It's not a real botanical term. It's a cultural invention. It is simply a judgment, a label we stick on any plant that dares to grow where we didn't plan for it to.
And this is the cycle we've trapped ourselves in. First, we came up with this idea of a perfect, sterile, green carpet as a lawn. Second, we went to war with any plant that didn't fit that perfect picture. And third, we created whole industries to turn around and sell us back the nutrition we just spent all that time and money destroying. It's a crazy loop.
So if you take one thing away from this, let it be this. You don't have a weed problem. You have an abundance problem. You have a wealth of free food and powerful medicine that no one ever sent you a bill for. It's been there the whole time, just waiting for you to see it. Okay, now I want to turn it over to you. Which one of these 7 plants was the biggest shocker? Was it finding out about Purslane's omega-3s in your driveway? Or maybe the fact that marshmallows originally came from a mallow root? Let me know in the comments. I really want to know which one of these landed with you. Now go take a walk outside and see what you've been missing.